Hi, my loves. How are we doing? All right. I'm really going to let my guides lead the way on this one. And we're off to a start. So I did get divorced. I'm experiencing a breakup. So clearly this is talking about somebody that you are definitely in separation from. You could have literally been through a divorce with this person. Let's see what else is going on. Well, they'll be back in commitment. Well, again, we're already off to a start. Okay, so this is definitely a reading of clearly of somebody that you're in separation from. There is somebody in your energy that does want to make a comeback. Expect to hear from them soon. I've been uploading a couple readings where their masculine or their person's going to take some time, but I could see this coming in, if anything, very, very swiftly. Let me see what else is going on with this divorce. Okay, move on. Someone's unavailable, wasted time, and it is over. Okay, and by the way, don't make my details fit. I go long in detail for a reason. So if none of this applies to you, sit right with you. You don't want to hear what I have to say. That is completely okay. But clearly, I feel like it could be you, could be this person. You both have definitely moved on from each other. I'm kind of getting more as maybe you or this person either or have seen other people, has moved on to maybe other relationships. There could be a sense of another one of those you kind of like you're not going to see this person coming. Maybe you really do feel like that this is over, that you don't see this really coming back around. Cycles, fate, karma, something ending but something beginning. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. There could be some form of commitment that has ended. I feel like it may have to do with more on your persons. And like I said, for this collective, yes, you could have recently went through a breakup, especially it says right there, experiencing a breakup. I feel like maybe it has something to do with your person. They could be experiencing a breakup, but honeymoon phase, attending someone's wedding, that could be another sign. A June wedding could be very significant. Maybe you've already attended a June wedding. I know June is one of the most popular months for weddings, or I'm even hearing for some of you could be next month, but regardless, I said that you could have been divorced with this person. With that honeymoon phase, I feel like if anything, this was a very short-lived romance. Okay, I'm kind of getting a feeling maybe after this separation, maybe your person did get into a commitment that might have been long-term. Maybe your person is literally going through a divorce, but with that commitment right there, they're clearly, unfortunately, I feel like this person has committed themselves elsewhere. I think it's raining. Sign, it could be raining where you're at. This could come in when it's raining. Let me just do a couple more and then we'll break this bad boy down. So I got sexuality and then love spell right there. You've been bewitched. Someone's still figuring themselves out. And that's where I'm saying with this collective, you may be in the spot where you are maybe not fully aware that this person's wanting you back. I feel like as you're watching this reading, you're kind of like, really? They're wanting to come back around, really? Okay, but with that love spell right there, let me do one more, actually, just kind of make all this even. What's this love spell? Someone's too full of themselves. Okay. This may be another reading where I feel like I'm maybe tapping into a collective. You may not be sure if you even want this back. I think you do. And let me make one thing clear about this narcissist word since I'm uploading this on YouTube. I will never do readings about abuse, about narcissism. So if that is seriously the case, not your reading, okay, but I'm more staring at that as you look at your person as, again, very, very selfish, very conceited. They like put themselves up a little too high when they kind of think about themselves, okay. I think this person's under a love spell. I feel like, and I've been slowly collectively tapping into masculines that they're finally doing, they got a notification sign. They're very much like wanting to, it's like the light bulb literally has went off in your person's brain. I've been tapping into masculines like they're finally getting it when it comes to you. Clearly this is somebody, especially with that someone's too full of themselves. I'm kind of taking this, as bad as it sounds in the past. This person like definitely took you for granted. They really didn't see maybe your full potential, your full worth back then, but now it's kind of like another one of those, now they do. Okay, and again, I'm going to break it down of what's going on in their head, what is just happening right there, okay? actually going to switch decks up a little bit. I kind of want to do, actually, I'm going to start with this one, okay? To confirm if this is still your reading, I want to see about this collective. How are you feeling about this person? And like I said, I'm here to confirm how you're feeling, not tell you how to feel, okay? So I just want to see, how do you feel about this person as of right now? How does this collective... Okay, I got proper offering and then cool peppermint right there. Okay. You know, especially, you know, we just saw, you know, new commitment, things are getting serious. Maybe this collective, maybe you are in the midst of seeing somebody, or, you know, especially fresh new energy, pleasantly different from the usual type. You know, receiving an offer, a gift or contribution, wanting to have something to offer. I think that's where I'm saying, I think your person is leaving a relationship. You may be in the midst of start entering one, or you're maybe just starting to date or getting yourself back out there with that cool peppermint. Like, peppermints could be very significant. You could, you know, have recently like sucked on one of those like peppermints or mints, is kind of what I'm getting out of this. But kind of like that taste, it's refreshing. It's like a little bit of a jolt in your mouth a little bit, and it's like, yeah. And then ocean of tears. Does he make you laugh? He doesn't make me cry. There is something, you know, that sound on TikTok. I am sure it's from like a movie or something. It's like, does he make you laugh? He doesn't make me cry. You're trying to seek somebody that doesn't make you cry. That is a new offering. That is going to give you something substantial, a proper. Maybe there is already somebody in your energetic field. Even though this is like how you feel towards this person, I think this is new energy. I think when you reflect on this person is how many times they put you in tears. Oh, it's not good. Let's see what else. How do you feel about this person? Seriously, circus in town. I think, unfortunately, all you've ever known with this person is drama. No wonder you kind of look at them as that selfish label. That's what I was feeling. I feel like I'm tapping into a reading. You may be in this energy. You don't even know if you want this back. Okay? It's starting to thunder. That's what I'm saying. This could come in on a stormy day or on a rainy day is kind of what I'm getting. I know this weekend in a lot of places, at least here in the States, there's going to be a lot of rain. So for some of you, this could come like on a stormy day. Let me see what else. How else does this collective you feel about this person? Circus in town. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus. Like Britney Spears, circus. Maybe that, again, I feel like this collective, because that's, you know, I know that song is like about like becoming a star and, you know, becoming the center of attention, but that's maybe how you do look at this person, as they've always wanted to be the center of attention. When it comes to you, maybe this person does have a little bit of possessiveness qualities or jealousy a little bit. It's like, I'm kind of even hearing like, what else do we got here? First off, spiritual death, rebirth process, self-discovery, dark night of the soul. So every time you think of this person, I think in a way there is some, my air conditioner kicked on sign. That's what I'm saying. I feel like in a way, though, you're very grateful to this person because it's pushing you into a new outlet, a new journey, especially if you're in this energy of seeing other people or getting to know other people as far as dating wise. But I think every time you think about this person is how much pain this has caused you. Okay. But that's where I'm saying about that circus. I immediately picked up Circus by Britney Spears. That song is like, don't stand there watching me, follow me, show me what you can do. You know, it's like, I feel like this person, maybe they've always been, quote, the ringleader. I'm kind of seeing a King of Wands out of this person. That's maybe how you see this person, is they're kind of the leader of their group. They've always, like, you know, initiated direction, very masculine energy. But again, I feel like when you reflect on this person, they could have been very jealous of you. Like, they wanted your attention at all times. Very childish behavior, you know, maybe like, there could have been, maybe your person, when you look at your person, they could have came off a little bit controlling, as far as maybe if you didn't call them back fast enough, or they were like, what are you doing? Again, if it's abuse or anything like that, not Shireen, but this person, they were a little too possessive of what you were up to. Let me confirm that circus in town. Beauty and the Beast, major differences, feeling love life is cursed, desperately looking for true love. Kind of Beauty and the Beast could have been significant for you, but kind of like that story, you know, the Beast kind of held Belle captive. That's what I'm saying, kind of like, you know, the Beast, like, you know, in the story Beauty and the Beast, he kind of held Belle captive, well, and her father. But that's what I'm saying, maybe when you do think about this person, maybe they have been always a little bit obsessive towards you. But maybe, you know, Belle and the Beast is very significant to you as far as maybe when you first met this person, you were very much like Belle, you know, very sweet, very soft-spoken, you know, very gentle, a helping hand towards others. And then maybe over the time, maybe this collective, that's what I'm saying. When you think about this person, it's more of how much they've evolutionized towards you. And again, I think when you think about this person, it's more of the pain that they put you through, especially towards the end of your guys' dynamic. With that feeling love life is cursed, there is something maybe because of the way things got left behind, you felt like you could never find love again in your own right. Maybe you spent a long time feeling like that you could never love anybody the way that you did this person, or this person could never love you in a certain way. But I feel like, again, if you're in this energy or in this spot in your life where you're trying to attract new people or new energies or getting back out and dating, you're breaking free from those chains. You are breaking free from that curse. And that is more of a mindset that of what I'm seeing. You could have really sat and you could have been single for a long time because of this person, because maybe you truly, I feel like you look at this person as that feeling love life is cursed, is like you will never find love again. You'll never experience a love like that. Even if it was very, you know, dramatic and, you know, this person was kind of very immature back then, you did love this person. I think you fell in love with this, and that is something I feel like you'll never forget. Yeah, negative emotions. That's what I'm saying. When you think about this, that's where I said at the beginning of this reading, I feel like this collective, even if this person comes back, you may be in a spot you don't even know if you want this back. I don't blame you. You feel like you were very much wronged in this dynamic. Let me see why. What did this person do? Yeah, lone wolf, free spirits, happily single. That's what I'm saying. Don't make these details fit. I feel like this collective, you have been single because of this person hurts you. Choosing to stay single, sign. Complexity, situationship, sign. So it is very much a short-lived romance. Hard to figure out in tricky situation right there. And then I got communication at the bottom of the deck. One second. Sorry, I thought I heard a noise outside. I had to check that out for a second. But anyways, as bad as it sounds, I think when you reflect on this person, especially if this person moved on and got into another relationship, again, don't make it. I think this was a very short-lived romance between you and this person, okay? I don't think this person ever committed to you. There was probably always, you know, this is coming up in more in reversal. Yeah, outside influences, sign. There's a lot of resentment I feel like this collective is still having towards this person, because I feel like this person could never commit to you. They were always giving you poor communication problems. And then, of course, if you see them, like I said, I think this person got into a commitment. They did move on from you. And I think that has took you a long time. And I don't feel like this person cheated on you. Let me make it clear. I think that after you, they just spent their time being single, and over time, they just got into a new relationship. And you're like, and now you're feeling like this. Something about the color red. You could be wearing red right now, but I'm like red as in anger and fury. Like, I feel like that is, I'm seeing your aura right now when it comes towards this person is like the color red. You have a lot of questions. And again, I don't, like I said, and it makes sense. Like I said, when you think about this person, it's more of that spiritual death, that rebirth process they put you through. And it's more to find your self-worth, your self-discovery. But at the same time, you can't help how you feel either. It's not good energy when you think about this person. It's like, how come I fell so I think this collective, and again, I'll get in your person's energy, of course. I think you fell so hard in love with this person. You're like, why did they not choose me? And part of you, I think maybe part of you are still coping with that, but I think you're just learning to move on. Chapters close. Yeah, battlefield fights, arguments, and then unhealthy choices right there. Ugh. Focus, be careful, careful who and what you let in. Oh, that's where with that happily single, where that's tied into, maybe you are just, that's where I'm saying, oh, this, I have to say, the way this person's going to come in, talk about poor timing. I think this poor collective, this person is really going to come in at a time where you're finally letting your guard down and choosing love, not really choosing this person, but choosing love. Talk about, I swear timing is always funny, okay? But I feel like any time that, like, maybe you did, there has been clearly some memories of every time you would reflect back on this person, on how come we can't be in a commitment, how come you're not choosing me, this person would get very, very defensive. And it's more of, like I said, I don't feel like it was infidelity. I really don't. I just think this person was just kind of maybe blunt with you and saying, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. And then they would leave. And then here they would get into another relationship. This person could have affected your eating habits, is what I'm hearing. Maybe you lost a lot of weight because of the pain of this connection. Sorry, trigger warning. Let me just do 2 more and I'll get in your person. A collector of hearts. Ooh, heartbreaker, mini love interest, not ready to settle down. That's what, and let me do another one for that collector of hearts. Who do you think, I'm channeling a lot of songs. Who do you think you are? Running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts. Jar of Hearts by Christina Perri. A long list, high maintenance, unrealistic, high standards, never satisfied, and hard to please. Ooh. I think also, too, with this collective, as well, I think, and with that fights and defense, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not feeling infidel. I don't think there was another person in the picture. Like I said, if that's the case, I'm not feeling that. I think this person just moved on. And I think that is where, because nothing here is described about cheating or infidelity or, as far as being sneaky. But as far as why this person would get defensive, maybe this person did a good job of making you feel like crap about yourself, made you feel like that you were asking too much out of them. And maybe in a lot of ways, even with, you did lower your standards for this person, which hence we've already learned that lesson. You should never do that for anybody. I don't care what label you put on this person, okay? And it's like, that's what I'm saying. When you truly think about this person, it is negative emotions. It's not good. All you keep thinking about is pretty much the hell they put you through, and it's not good. I think when you reflect on this person, they made me like lower my standards, my self-worth. Yes, cool, I went through a spiritual process. I'm thankful for that, but it's like it's like, I think you're embodying this, I forgive you, but I'll never forget what you put me through, and it's not good. I don't think this person's ever took accountability. For some of you, you may not have heard from this person since your guys' last ending. For some of you, I don't think you've been broken up for too long, to be honest with you. I really don't. For some, I'm hearing maybe a year since you've heard from this person. There has been an evolution within you. But I have to say with this collective, and that is okay, I still don't think you're all the way healed. Again, I think you're trying to move on, and let's be real, healing's linear. Sometimes we take lifetimes, and it's not necessarily you're in the spot of, that saying of, to get over somebody, you got to get under somebody. I think with this collective, especially with that choosing to stay single, you could have really been celibate this whole time. But it's not that you're trying to embody that about get under somebody, but it's more of, I need to move on with my life. You're still choosing love, which is beautiful. That is something you are still holding close, dear to your heart. But maybe you are embodying that energy too, of not everybody's like your crappy ex. And maybe that is something. And for some of you, like I said, short-lived romance, you never really got a commitment. It could have only been labeled as a situationship for some of you. All right. Oof. I have to say, this one is going to be tough. Let me see now, how does this person feel about you? Because this part will be interesting. How does this person feel about you? Okay. How does this person feel about this collective? Okay. Solar eclipse, shut up, and then trick or treat. It's all unexpected major changes, powerful changes of the heart, and and playing games not serious. That's what I'm saying. I told you I've been tapping into masculines that all of a sudden have a change of heart. Yeah, that's kind of what this person's going through. I'll tell you that. There's clearly been a change of heart but at the same time, it says unsure of their intentions. And I think with that, something has clearly obviously shifted within this person. And I think it has to do with a lot to do with the breakup that they're going through. Like I said, for some, I don't think it was a divorce, honestly. Like, I know I said that earlier, but that's what I'm saying. I don't feel like your guys' breakup has been super long. I'm hearing maybe a year. For some of you, could be a little bit sooner. I don't think it's been a long time by no means. So Halloween could be very significant to you. And then also I got sleepless nights, lack of sleep, breaking point, all-consuming worries right there. And then a big heart, genuine love. Ugh. Yeah, I don't think this person is sleeping properly. For some of you, that could be another sign. Maybe you're not sleeping properly. Maybe you're like, or I'm even hearing maybe you are going to bed at night, but maybe in the morning when you wake up, you've been waking up like extremely early and you just can't get back to sleep to save your life. You're like wide perking awake. For some, I'm kind of hearing for some of you, you could be up at like 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, like at the crack of dawn, and you're like, why can I not get to bed? Because I feel like your person's still up by that point, just saying, okay? Let me see how else is this person feeling about you. But yeah, I feel like they're feeling sick to their stomach about how they're feeling. Pretty bride, there's that commitment they're wanting. Wedding, marriage, they choose you. Yeah, all of a sudden they choose you. There's something about marriage here. And I just uploaded, and that could have been another thing, especially if this person was very possessive towards you. And let's be real, I can understand where this collective, you are feeling these type of resentments and emotions, especially if this person was always obsessive over you, kind of possessive, showed a little bit of jealousy qualities, and all of a sudden they're like, nope, just kidding, I'm not ready for commitment, and then pull away from you and then go on to another relationship. Of course, I can understand where you're feeling like, what the, and I just uploaded a reading yesterday here on YouTube where I talked about, sometimes with avoidance, let's be real, why do they avoid connections? Because all they've ever known love to be is just pure pain. So makes me curious if this person settled, if they thought the grass was greener on, and it's not so much, I shouldn't say grass is greener on the other side. It's not exactly that this person was looking for better, because you have always been better. And I think that is the problem. And again, when I'm saying all this, I'm not justifying behaviors, but I feel like this is, you were dealing with an avoidant. Well, why did they get to a commitment with somebody else? Settling. Simple as that. Anybody that shows possessiveness and especially jealousy qualities, and let's be real, that's pretty toxic. That's not good. That's a red flag. That's somebody in their own way is not comfortable within themselves. They really don't see the self-worth in them. I don't care how much this person pops off as the ringleader. I feel like that's a mask that's always been there with this person. And then when you kind of came into their life, something else completely shifted when it came towards that. Let me see what else is going on. Strangely lonely, I'm telling you, a breakup's already been done here. And then explore the waters. There's someone better. Keep your options open. Figure out what they really want. Makes me curious if they got into a relationship with someone out the whim, whereas this collective, and again, when I say all this, I'm not saying what this person has done is okay, because from the start, there's clearly some selfish behavior here. I think that is the bottom line of it, that I'm hearing this person could be very much younger than you. There could be a little bit of an age gap. Maybe they got with someone, I feel like that is exactly like them. Because I feel like, again, you two were the complete opposite from each other. But, I'm hearing opposites attract. I think they got with someone that was exactly like them, and they reflected their shadows out of them. However, I do feel like this person ended it with the karmic. I don't think the karmic left them. Maybe they got into a relationship out of the whim. Like they kind of met somebody and they're like, oh my God, you're exactly like like me, and we're just I feel like they got with somebody without really taking the time to get to know them. Again, not saying it's right, but I feel like, especially if this collective, you found out they got into another relationship and you were like, what the, you really didn't see that coming. That's what I'm saying. I don't think this person ever cheated on you, and then I think they just like handed their cup elsewhere over. That's kind of more what I'm seeing, if anything. Sleepless nights. There's that cool peppermint. They're wanting a new beginning with you. There could be with that sleepless nights, especially if you're in this, you know, if you are in this energy of, again, you're already starting to talk to somebody, meeting somebody new, they could be freaking out, especially if they may be aware that you're talking to somebody. That may be something on their minds. Oh gosh, did this person move on? Which I have to say, there's a reason I'm saying that. This person, that's not good. This person still has possessive tendencies right here, because it's not okay. Obviously they get to move on, but with you, oh, I hope my person doesn't move on. I hope that's not okay. That's not right, right? I think this person still has some possessive qualities within them, as I'm saying that. But I think they are imagining like a wedding with you. I think they always have. Again, not saying it's right. What's this pretty bride? Maybe that's something they actually would. That could have been something that was very confusing towards you. They would have talked about weddings with you and getting married, but yet wouldn't commit to you. Consuming passion, lustful desires, infatuations, sexual chemistry. Yeah, I feel like this person could be thinking about you very sexually right now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. This person could be a little toxic, because it's like in a funny way. They still have like want a claim over you, and I say you should never claim anybody, but they don't. It's like they hope that, you know, nobody else is in the picture. The grasp of greed, possessiveness, selfishness. I'm telling you, it's still there when they think of you. I would. That's not good. There's. I think they have been this entire time. I have to say, I think, you know, this poor collective, you're doing I don't know, sorry, I drift off a lot, but I don't know why I saw the skull, and thought of Ghost Rider, like the movie. That could have been significant. You know, when his head's in flames and all that. I don't know why that came to my head. There's that happily single. Yeah, they're single now. That's what I'm saying. Nobody should have a claim over anybody, but that's kind of what I was afraid of. They are doing that like, oh, you know, I hope they didn't move on. Like, I want you. I only want you. And that's another thing. Anyways, that's what I was saying. I left what I was about to say. This poor collective, you probably thought, oh, they didn't think about me once. I think it's the opposite. I think this person constantly thinks of you, especially with that possessiveness. I feel like there could be some blocking, but this person could have always checked, especially if there's jealousy. I don't care if you have this person blocked. I think they've always found a way to see what you're up to. And that's why I feel like that sleepless nights is there. They're up at night thinking about you a lot, because they do maybe not know all the way what you're up to, and they want to know what you're up to. So I have to say, I feel like this is coming in very, very fast on the way this person is coming in. Okay, cool peppermint. And Miss Winter stuck, stagnation, delays, and setbacks, hence the breakup right there. But I have to say, yes, they're thinking about marriage and commitment, and yes, I do think they're wanting that out of you, but I think the only thing is, I still think they're in this limbo. Let me do one more and then divine hand, divine assistant, Midas touch, attracting helpful people right there. There is something about with this collective's hands. They love your hands. Like, you could have really soft hands. They love your hands. They may have always held your hand. I could really feel, I have to say, this person does miss you. You helped them out on so many ways, and they took you for granted. They could say and act and do too much of the ways to keep you, but they never actually kept you, obviously. But I have to say, the concern is that possessive qualities is still there. This is oddly specific, but I'm just hearing for some of you, this person could have a Scorpio Venus. I always joke and say Scorpio Venuses are like the Christian Greys of like the, you know, zodiac sign, but the way they Scorpio Venuses sometimes show romance is kind of lackluster when it comes to sexual chemistry, top notch. And I feel like that's how this person could have always shown you affection, was in the bedroom, because that's all they've ever known how to do. Again, I'm not saying it's right, but I just heard this person could have a Scorpio Venus. All right, so now let me see what this person's next intentions are towards you. I'm actually going to do Oracle for this one, and then I'm going to tap into Tarot. Oh, and then too many cards. And then I really want to see what is really the outcome. What advice does Source have for this collective? What is this person's true next intentions towards this collective? Okay, I'm going to start with 4. So I got celebration, unawakened, loyal, and divine feminine. So this person is telling you the truth. I think, or, telling the truth as far as they know that you're the one. And I do believe that. I think they have woken up to that. But again, unawakened, ruled by the ego, that possessive qualities I've been talking about. That's kind of what I'm a little bit concerned about. I think this person, I'm going to be honest, they may shower you with a gift. They may come in with a gift. I don't know why that's coming to my head. For some of you, it could be jewelry, like something kind of big. For some of you, I'm hearing it could be like flowers. They are really going up their way up towards you, I will say. Obsessed, spying. They are going to try to win in with your good graces. I will say this. I do think that this may be a reading where they may come off right at the bat and do the I choose you. But are they going to take accountability? Because that's what I'm looking for. Competition. Eyes on another. What's more with that? Got a notification sign. And then manipulation, toxic, controlling right there. And fast movement sign. I feel like this is going to come in within days. Like I said, this could come in on a stormy, rainy day for some of you. I think this, and again, they're going to shower you with a gift. I'm hearing a couple different things. They could straight up knock on your door. For some of you, I will say, they may like deliver something to your house in a way to like get them to it's like especially with that manipulate control, it's like a way to kind of lure you in. I don't know why I'm hearing succubus energy, which is not good. Let me do one more for that competition. Intimacy, lust. That's what I'm saying. This person's got a lot of lust. Guys, I would still be careful. Do I think that they have eyes on another? No. I think they are choosing you. But I have to say with that, because again, that was clearly a problem in the past, is anytime this, because I said this earlier, this poor collective, anytime you would talk about, why won't you commit to me? Anytime you try to bring up maybe serious topics with this person, they would get very defensive on you. And I can't help that. And I feel like this person still with this toxic there, hence the possessiveness, I think they still come off very defensive. This is not good. Loyal. Earth, so you or this person could be an earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Like I said, I do believe that. I do think they want something substantial. My concern is it the right time? I'm just concerned this person hasn't done enough growing. And by the end of the day, do you want this back? Again, use discernment. If you don't, I don't blame you. Divine feminine. Forgiveness. Okay. Apology, kindness, regret. Okay, that's what I'm saying. This person may all the way up to this. I do think they're going to take accountability. I do think they may have a lot of explaining to do, but my concern is there is, with that unawakened and manipulation right there, there's still that defensiveness that's still there. I think from the bat, they may come in and do that. I'm so sorry. Yes, I chose somebody else, and here's why. I will say this person will come in honestly with that grounding there. I think they've had a minute to sit with their emotions for a minute, for a while. I do think they want something substantial. But I just, reconciliation, they do want this back. Of course, I will get into tarot as far as what to do, because again, it's more, action and inner child. That's what I'm saying. There's still some inner child wounds that need to be healed. And by the end of the day, like I said, I don't make these details fit. This collective, you're in a spot of you don't even know if you want this person back after everything they put you through. You may be in that position of, do you choose the new love or do you choose your old one? I will say this person is coming in genuinely. They're going to say and do everything right. I do think they are choosing you, but it is a matter of, is it too little, too late? And I will say this too. I just think they still got some growing up to do. It's the defensiveness for me, literally like the boxing gloves. Maybe that's another sign. Maybe you or this person, you went and like learned how to box or something, and that could be another thing. There's something about boxing, but regardless, there's something about fists up. They're very defensive. They got to feel like they got to defend themselves all the time. Like I said, I think in the moment they're going to be defensive about it? No, because I do think they are going to seek out for your forgiveness about essentially why they left, but I don't think they're really going to tell you actually why they left. And my little bit of concern is they're still going to come in and do that. Okay, I choose you, but let me do actually one more, because there's something not all the way there other than, again, the possessiveness. There's something, I'm trying to get it out. Toxicity, I'm telling you, negative energy manipulation. I just don't think they've all the way changed. Great, they chose you, but when it comes to themselves, there's still some wounding that hasn't been done. I don't think they've ever faced that shadow of why they left you to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That's what bothers me. I would be careful when this comes in. Like I said, I will say this person's going to say and do all the right things, but I just don't know long-term wise, like the way they are wanting with you, if it is going to be, I guess, what you were hoping for. But let me see. I'm going to get into tarot now as far as what does your guides want to tell you? What do they want to talk to you about? Okay. All right, the devil. That's all about, I did say controlling, a little bit toxic. Everything's bringing up toxicity. They're kind of telling you already what you left behind is still what you're going to come back with. That same person you left behind is coming right back. Just a matter of this time, the only thing that's different is now they want commitment with you. Now they choose you. This could be a message of it could really be too little too late. Oh, okay. The Fool, Knight of Pentacles, okay. And then the King of Wands right over here. Yeah, heavy earth energy, heavy Capricorn. I also got Pisces. I can't speak right now. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is also right here as well. Use discernment. This could be a chapter close for you. This could be an opportunity with this person to say how you felt, maybe get answers out of them. You could close the door on them. They're saying there's no right or wrong direction of which way to go. The first card was the devil, though. Who you left behind is exactly where you're getting back. And I'm talking about the defensiveness and like the possessiveness. That's toxic. That's not good. That's not really love. I'm not a person that likes that all the way. Do I think they are taking accountability as far as they realize who they love and all that sort of stuff? But the problem is with the Knight of Pentacles, they still need time. King of Wands energy, that's still somebody who's still a little bit too, and it came up in reverse. That's still somebody that's a little bit too self-absorbed within themselves, a little too conceited. That kind of thinks a little too highly for themselves. I'm just afraid in the moment when they come in, they're going to say and do all the right things, which they will. They're not lying about that. But long haul, it's going to be more about them other than you two. That's what they're preparing you for, and that's what I was kind of afraid of, okay? You can go for this. They're not telling you yes or no, but again, if I'm already talking to this collective where you're like, I don't even, because again, if you listen to this whole reading already, when you think about this person, you think of pain. You're already in the spot of you want to start over. Yeah, right, this could have been your right person, wrong time. this person still needs time. Will this come through later? Page of Swords. Okay. And then the Three of Cups. And then the Strength. If I'm going to be honest with you on this collective, I think, and this is a learning, it is 1010 on my time sign. You could be seeing the angel number 1010 right now. Anyways, this is a learning curve that your person's going to have to go through. As bad as it sounds, I know this sounds kind of toxic because let's be real, this is how this person is, and I'm tapping into how they really are thinking when it comes towards you. Are they having plans? Let me make this clear. Doing that, well, if they don't choose me, I'm going to move on to something else. No. This person clearly has a hard time being alone. Again, they're always going to, if somebody that is that self-conceited of themselves, they're always going to look for external validation, okay? As bad as it sounds, and that may be a challenge or something this collective are you ready to face. And if you are, great. If not, here it comes. I think this person, the moment you say no, either go away for good or no, not right now. I'm going to be honest with you. This person's going to do the exact same thing they did before and look for something else, for someone else. Okay, this person clearly can't be alone. But as bad as it sounds, let them go. If this is something eventually you want back around, and again, I'm not a reader that'll ever tell anybody to wait on anybody. Personally, for everything I'm seeing, I would not wait on this person. This person needs to go through third parties, their Three of Cups moment, to understand with the Page of Swords. Oh, this is not good for me. Seeking validation from everything else. It's like in their own mind, and again, I'm not saying it's right, their way of waiting on you is distracting themselves with other people. That's not a way to go about it. That's not truly digging into their inner child healing. Makes me curious if they grew up in a household of some form that they were ignored a lot, if they really didn't get a lot of attention. That's kind of more what I'm seeing. But yeah, with the Strength, you're being asked if, you know, when the time comes, are you really ready to let this go? Because as bad as it sounds, I don't see this person sitting in their home and just waiting pretty and hoping you'll call and text. If you do that, I could see them ditching, okay, third part. I think, believe it or not, they've always put you as their number one. But that's not okay. That's not love, and that's not healing. Ten of Pentacles. That's what I'm saying. If you choose to, it's going to take a while. Personally, I think this collective, if you want my advice, if you are in the spot of meeting somebody new, choose the new love. You got your Ten of Pentacles coming. You're about to hit that finish line of it. This is all going to be worth it. I think personally you could do better. How this person's always portraying right now is not good. Oh. The Magician. What you truly want when it comes to love is, I feel like whatever new is coming. But unfortunately, this collective, this is not the right time even for you. Sorry, in the nice way, to take this energy back. You're in the spot of you're not sure about this person. I always say there's no bigger sign out there than our true emotions. If your intuition's telling you don't take it back, don't. Let me do a couple more and I'll be done, and then we'll get date cards. Yeah, Nine of Swords. There's that Strength card. You take this back, you're always going to be stressing out. But again, it's kind of a, matter of if you're ready to let it go, let it go. You're starting already in your own journey from ground zero. You're starting brand new. But if you still need time, prepare. I could see this person moving quickly to something else. Clearly, we're dealing with somebody that cannot be alone. Okay? I would be careful, my loves. All right. Let me get, these are date cards. These are significant memories, birthdays, upcoming ones to think about. Like I said, I think this person's going to come in with, I would say, within the week. Oh, I keep dropping cards. All right. So I got 5 days, 2 days. The 6th, May, July 4th. 1 month from now or a month ago, 26th, the 3rd, the 12th, 6 months from now or 6 months ago, and then the 5th, okay? These are initials, first, last, middle names. Like I said, I think this is coming quickly. Like I said, I would not hold on to this reading for more than a week, okay? So I got B, Y, D, O, P, A, I, E, pie. Oh, that was A, but still, I thought I was spelled out pie. You could have had a slice of pie recently, or you're about to, or you're craving it. Q, H, T, Y, M, E, A, L, Z. All right. Angel numbers. Angel numbers you're probably already seeing. I said 1010 earlier. One more. Okay. 1111, 1234, 101, 0505, 3333, 8888, 1122, 4444, 1441, and 0110. You could be seeing a lot of mirror numbers, meaning they're thinking of you. All right. I hope this helped, my babies. Good luck. Until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, my babies.